welcome to That's So Nova. This is your first time here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, how are you doing? Thank you for coming back. Today we're going to be making this magnificent Halloween. This is the Halloween trick-or-treat bag from BL Handmade. It's a Etsy pattern. I reached out to her to ask her if I can do a tutorial. She said yes. And I wanted to do something a little bit different. We know last year I made pumpkins, but I thought how fun would it be to make a Halloween trick-or-treat basket. There are two sizes this pattern comes in. There's pattern A and pattern B. I'm doing a tutorial on pattern B. It's a little bit wider and pattern A is taller. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so today we are going to be making a amazing pattern. It's called the Halloween Trick-or-Treat Bag. It is a pattern from Etsy that I found, and there's two sizes. There is the pattern A and pattern B. It's one pattern piece, and I thought how fun would it be to make a trick-or-treat bag. But also, if you're not into Halloween, this could just be a nice bag that holds things in your bathroom, on your coffee table, or your sewing projects or your knitting projects. So I thought this would be a great bag. I will put all the information to this person's Etsy shop down below. The pattern is simple, short, and has two sizes. And I was like, oh, we got to make this. So let's get into the fabrics. I picked this really beautiful fabric that I got 2 years ago from Joann's, and I thought it was really cute. So I was like, let's go for it. And then I'm using fabric that I purchased from Moremeknow. I want to say a year or two ago from her collections. I don't have the salvage with me, but I believe on her salvages she has the rounds. And I thought this could be the exterior, this will be the interior. And the handle, I decided to do the interior as well. So let's go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to sew this together. And it looks like it's going to be a fast, fun sew. I've never made it before, but you need, for the outer fabric, you need 1/3 of a yard. For the lining, 1/3 of a yarn. You need like a Shape Flex 101. I'm actually using DLH10 Light. That is from Sew Your Bags. And for the fusible fleece, I am using the Pellon 987F that I got at Joann's. So all you need for this project is a ruler, cutting board, sewing machine, needles, threads, pins, scissors, and a marking tool. All right, so our seam allowance throughout this whole thing, the whole bag, is 1/4 of an inch. We're going to start with the strap. So we're going to sew that, and we're going to sew the strap. We're going to press wrong sides together. That's what I did. You use Shape Flex 101, or in my case, DLH 2010 Light. And then we're going to do 3mm stitch. We're going to stitch along both edge at 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to do the 3 like she suggests. I'm using a polyester thread from Wave-Wack. It's this baby blue. It's a 40 weight. I have an 8010 needle in my machine. If I need to go bigger, I'll definitely change it out, but I don't think I will because it's not a very thick project. Scissors just dropped. It happens. Hold on, I'm going to restitch this again, because I totally went off the tracks. Okay, let's see. All right, and Nova, let's hold our tails. Back stitch. And I'm just doing 1/8 of an inch. I pressed it pretty well, so I don't think I needed clips. Whenever I'm doing straps that are cotton, I will spend all day pressing. I'm going to hop on over a few stitches so I can do the other side. And I totally went off the track. I am having one of those days where I need to be more focused. So I'm going to trim the area that I messed up on, where like I went off. I usually do my narrow foot when I'm doing 1/8 of an inch, but whenever I'm piecing together like a quilt or whatever, I usually use my compensation foot. And let's see. Trimming these threads, aligning everything. Hopping over and just enclosing that area. And whenever you stop, just make sure you stop with the needle down. Because this is going to be a handle that's used a lot, I'm doing 1/8 of an inch and then 1/4 of an inch down. The pattern doesn't call for that. I just like decorative stitches. I'm that weird person. All right. I'm using, if you're new to my channel, I'm using a Juki DDL 5550N. It's equivalent to, think of the Juki QV Pin Mini. It's the same thing, except my motor is on the complete outside. And I can make it go faster if I want, the whole 9 yards. So after we do that, we're going to set the strap aside, and we're going to grab the body of our material. I'm hoping I didn't do this basket incorrect, cutting it out. If I did, it's okay because it's a toss print. So, but I really wanted it. I think it all connects like this. So here we go. We're going to lay these two pieces together. And you can pop clips, pins. I like this. There's like these magic needles that you can sew over. Somehow, some way, like, I don't know what I do wrong. They always bend, so they're not magic for me. Doesn't mean it won't be magic for you. We're going to sew at 1/4 of an inch. We're going to back stitch at the beginning of every end and beginning. Okay, now you have the option to top stitch or pink. It's your call. The top stitching, you would just kind of butterfly open your seams. You can do it with stitching, and you can see the bag is already taking shape. You can not, just pink and the curves can come out. Let's pink for the fun of it. I usually like to top stitch, but let me do something a little bit different. You can clip notches to make the curves sit a little better. I'm just going to pink it because I put those notches down to like a 1/8 of an inch, not over any of my stitching. Now you could definitely top stitch this. It's an option. Sorry about that. I'm like dropping everything. I'm going to grab another one. And I'm going to lay this right sides together. I like to clip from the very top so I know that they're even. And at the very bottom. And one in the middle just for good measure. And we're going to pink that too. I thought this would be a really fun project to do with your family, and you guys can make really cute baskets. Or like if let's say you're having a Halloween party, you can totally make I'm going to do these 3 separate and then connect them. You could totally make these as like thank you baskets for coming. Like I thought that would be cute too. My kids, I have one child in elementary, so the middle school and the high schooler don't have this, but the kids, they usually have this like really cool Halloween party. They call it like a fall festival at the school, and they'll have like jumpers. Kids can do trunk or treat, and I thought this would be a really cool gift if Kendall, my son, Junior, Kendall's my husband, we have a junior, we call him aka Ken Ken. What if this was like a fun treat that we can give to members in his class? I was like, that would be amazing. Or you could put in really nice fall stuff, and it could be, you know, Thanksgiving bag for someone, or I don't know. I make these rope baskets, and they're in every single one of the bathroom, and they hold an extra, you know, roll of tissue and all that fun stuff. So I was like, that can be replaced too. You can make it like seasonal, like have a spring basket, have a winter basket, fall, you know, so on and so forth. Or if you embroider like a name on there, like, it'd be cute. It could be a Lego basket. My kids like Legos, so this could be your Lego project basket. Or Hope, who designs my intros and outros, could be like her art supplies, her stylus for her computer. I'm all for baskets. And pinking just helps with the curve of the bag tremendously and reduces bulk that doesn't need to be there. So we're now going to connect these together. And make sure you get have the other out of the pocket thing out of the way, so you don't have to worry. I have like little burrs everywhere from pinking. I didn't hold my tails. That's why you always hold your tails. Always. But somehow I always forget. Let's see. I should have did lime green because there's a lot of green in this. In the main fabric. I didn't think about that. Oh my goodness, I am not usually a good thread. I haven't had my second cup of coffee. I'm still in my first. Normally I have enough coffee where I can just thread without even looking at it. Oh, to the coffee. Coffee makes me a better person. Okay, trimming threads, pinking. Top stitching would also give it a lot of structure too. Like it'll help tremendously. I just like wanted to see what it's like not top stitching. And we're going to connect this one right here. You can see it's definitely taking shape because of the pattern pieces. I'm really excited about this. I wanted to do like the 13 days of Halloween with like a lot of like Etsy pattern makers, because it's shop small. I'm on Etsy and I just love shopping and supporting my other fellow artists. It's important. And I wanted something really cool. So let me see. The bottom of this is all closed in. So we're going to turn the out right side out. And you can press your seams flat. Oh, you know what? I didn't pink this one. I was jumping ahead. Let's see. You want to be consistent throughout your seams. Oh my goodness, that is so cute. Okay, sorry. That is so cute. Oh my goodness. That is so freaking cute. All right, let's do this lining so we can put this bad boy together. We're doing the same principle. We're going to put them right sides together. And we're going to sew them at 1/4 of an inch. You could pin, clip, whatever you want in place. The shape is pretty awkward. It kind of looks like a candy corn or a leaf. So you're really sewing in this beautiful shape. This is really cute. I'm trying to go to the for one of my projects for Novaween. I need to go to the quilt store to pick up some batting, and I was like just cruising their website to see what else they have before I go in there. And Riley Blake has like this Hershey fabric for Halloween, and I'm like, I totally have to get this. 100%. So I might be doing that today after I make this tutorial. Going down there and supporting a brick and mortar, small business. I want to get this Riley Blake fabric. And just see what other kind of Halloween they have. But it has like Hershey's, Reese's Pieces, like all these really cute prints on it. And I'm like, oh, I need to try this. So I'm going to do the other three similar to what we did for the the exterior. I can see this is a fun, fast project. And if you're trying to teach somebody how to sew curves or, I think this is the perfect pattern for it. Also, just like a perfect beginner pattern. How cute is this? I am like really loving this pattern. It's been in my favorites for like 2 months, and I was like, I gotta do this. If you have suggestions, I have all 13 days of Halloween already made. But if you have suggestions for when I do it in 2023, knock on wood, I am, of the patterns that you would like to see for Novaween, by all means, put it in the comments, because I love looking at patterns. Patterns get me excited. You guys know how I feel about designers. They're amazing. I lost my bobbin thread. Yep, I got caught up in this little... All right, so we're going to pink this one. Make sure your other fabric is out of the way so you don't accidentally cut into it. 1/3 of a yard is not very much too, so this doesn't take up a lot of fabric. Think of it this way: you can, out of a yard of fabric, you can get 3 of these bad boys done. I'm actually thinking in November, there's this macaw pattern that has like this table runner for fall, and I'm thinking about maybe doing that in November, trying to mix it up and have like different selections of stuff. I also seen, my sister was telling me that she's seen on Pinterest where this person like sewed like a turkey. It looked like a turkey, but it was like a bowl, so you could put your fall foliage in it. I was like, okay, I need to see this. And in 2021, 13 Days of Halloween, I did for Novaween, I did a Sally Tomatoes wreath that you use with scrap cork. Oh, I love that. That's out in my house right now. That's like one of my favorite projects because I'm big on scrap busters. Before you cut, just make sure it's not going through one of the other panels. Okay, and let's do this one right here. My husband's at work, but I'm going to have to send him a picture of this. He's like my biggest supporter. So like anytime I make something that I'm excited about, I guess he gets automatically excited. Like, yeah, that's so cool. All right. So we have the lining. Oh, that's so cool. So I'm going to put it back to wrong sides out because we're going to now attach the strap. Now the strap is going to go in between the two layers, and we're going to, you can put them any location as long as they're like parallel to each other. But I'm going to put, and we need to have a 2 to 3 inches turning. I mean, it's not going to be a bad turn. If you've been on my channel and you've been making our bags, you know we have turned way worse. So we're going to stick this in like we normally do with our bags. Right sides touching. Try to match up the panels to panel. So I'm just going to put a clip on each panel to panel to make sure that it's all lined up. And then I'm going to take our straps, and we need to put our straps, and let me look on the pattern. How far do we need to put them in? It's only 6 pages. We need to nestle our straps. You know what? Let me take this out. Because we need to nestle our straps in between the right side. Okay. Okay. I'm going to turn this out, and then I'm going to connect our straps. Sorry, everyone. So I'm going to put the straps inside the bag, and I'm leaving about a 1/2 inch out. I'm trying to get it right in the middle, and then I'm going to go to the panel directly across from it and do the same thing. I'm going to take it over to the machine. I'm going to squish down my pattern for a second, and I'm going to base this in place at 1/8 of an inch. I am like not holding threads today. What is going on, Nova? You gotta hold the threads. If I don't mess up at least once, then it is truly not a project. So I'm going to base this in place at 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to back stitch just to lock it in. And I'm going to do the same on this other side. Similar to when we backstitch when we have to nestle straps into the seam allowances on the top of a bag. We're almost done with this project in my machine. I had this thread in all day because I sewed up a pouch. All right. So I'm going to take the lining and turn it right sides out, and I'm going to then stick it in right sides together. I mean, you could do it either way. You guys are pros by now with putting in linings. So I'm just going to make sure that all the seams line up. And then I'm going to mark where I'm going to have the opening, so that when we top stitch, everything will look great. I don't want to have the opening on a actual seam, so it's going to be in between. Okay. All right, so I'm going to mark on here with a marker a 2-inch seam. I'm just going to make sure it's like on the opposite side of where we have the strap, because I want the strap to get sewn down again. So just a 2-inch seam. And then I'm going to start and stop. And I'm going to squish down my bag as much as I can. And we're going to use a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, back stitching really well at the beginning and end. Making sure raw edges touch raw edges, and just have your seams go opposite directions so it could just be a smoother transition. And I don't know about you, but whenever I have any seams, I like to back stitch over it. And when I get to the strap, it's just a little extra bulk, but just back stitch for in case you have like a kid like mine that will swing this around and try to play with the dog with it. And follow the curve. It kind of like reminds me of a spider web. They're like just these U shapes. Okay, we're getting over to the last seam. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing we do with any bag. We're not going to trim the seam allowance on the actual part that's open, but around it, and don't trim the of the strap, of course. We're just going to nip our curves. I'm using Tinkin shears. Just get it even. So you can snip around the strap, just don't do it in the strap. So that way it just has something that it's anchored to. It's not a lot of bulk, but get this. All right. So with our the open that we have, we're just going to grab the exterior and just kind of feed it through. I think I made my hole a little too small, but I'll make it work. Maybe. Just squeeze it and do whatever you gotta do. It's fleece, so it's very pliable. It would be different if it was foam. We would need definitely a bigger hole then. the whole, how we got this shape is not even the fleece, it's the way the pattern piece is designed. It's designed for to create shape. Yeah, I'm struggling with this. You guys are seeing this. Sometimes I could turn a bag like within seconds, and other times it's a little bit more difficult, and it could be just because I made the hole a little too small. I should have did like almost a 3-inch. But it is what it is. We will continue. We're almost there, I promise you. I know you're like, this is painful to watch, Shanova. Make your hole bigger. I agree. But like I said, in my workroom, I constantly make mistakes. I'm not going to edit something out to make it look like I did it effortlessly, where you're probably doing the same thing as me. Like, okay, this is taking forever. The moral of the story, kids, make a bigger birthing hole. But the exterior is almost out. So once that comes out and I can get a hold of this strap, once I get a hold of this strap, I'll be okay. I believe I will be okay. I can't guarantee it. We're almost there. Okay, bigger hole, guys. What? But we did it. We did it together. I'm still like stuffing the fabric inside. It's kind of shaped like a pumpkin too. I'm going to take some pins and pin the section that I know I'm going to have to sew. We're going to top stitch the whole thing, but I want to make sure that this seam looks as inconspicuous as a birthing hole as possible. You know what would be cool is if you got some glow in the dark thread. That would be super cool. So now I'm just going around making sure that the area is nice and like crisp so that we could top stitch this bad boy. Okay. gonna trim these little extra burrs. Okay. And let's start top stitching. We're gonna top stitch at 1/8 of an inch all the way around. You just want to kind of roll the lining towards the inside of the bag. And then we're going to see our final review. All right, so I'm going to move my picking shears because we're not needing them anymore right now. And we're going to top stitch. I'm going to kind of turn the bag so I'm top stitching from the lining side. Like I turn the interior towards like the lining so that way I can top stitch accurately, and then also I can make sure that the lining is tucked under. So just bring it to your machine, top stitch at 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to back stitch. I'm back stitching on an actual strap. And just keep your seams poked out because there's little peaks. It's not like major. And when you get to a needle or pen, remove it before you sew over it. Ask me how I know. Just move your straps out of the way. This is so cute. I think I did B, pattern piece B, because I liked how white it was. It kind of just, it had like a pumpkin shape to me. Imagine if you had like different shades of orange or browns and you actually made it look like a pumpkin. I'm going to do another, just a back stitch over one of the straps. Just security. You don't have to do that. It's just, I know my kids are extremely rough on everything. I wonder what kids would claim this. They all like whenever I make something they really like. Before it goes to my Etsy shop, one of my kids are like, "I want this." And I'm like, how do I say no to you, beautiful babies? Okay, and then I back stitch. I am pulling the bobbin, cutting the bobbin thread, turning this right sides out. This is super cute. Trimming threads. Okay, this is so cute. You have a beautiful basket, and it didn't take that long. 1/3 of yard for the interior and exterior. You can make like 3 bags out of 1 yard. How cute is this? Oh, or you can put all your little candies or your fall pine cones or whatever in it. This is really cute. This is so much more than having a Halloween trick-or-treat basket, but it could be just like a basket on your table full of goodies. It can be decorational. Like, oh, I love how much shape it has, and it's just fleece. All right, so if you like this tutorial, please comment down below. If you would like to see more in the longs of Halloween baskets, or if you have a suggestion for a pattern that you would like to see be sewn, please make a comment. I will have the Etsy information. I'm trimming threads while I'm talking to you. I will have the Etsy link to this Halloween trick-or-treat bag. It's from BLH Handmade. BL Handmade, and it comes in 2 sizes, and we did B. A is a little bit more taller. So for minimal, not a lot of fabric, not a lot of interfacing, I think it'll be awesome. I think it's just awesome. I will put down where I got my exterior fabric from Moremeknow, and the interior I got from Joann's. I'm not too sure how long ago I got it. I want to say it was 3 years ago, but I will try to find it. If I can't, then there's no way I can link it. I will definitely put down that I'm using a mod 40-way thread. I used an 8014 needle from Oregon, and that is it. If you like this bag and you want to see more, please comment down below. Hit that like, that subscribe button. It helps the channel tremendously. And comment if you want to do more for the channel and try to help out. I do have a Ko-fi link down below. Everything will be in the description box. And I appreciate you sewing with this part of 13 Days of Nova Wayne. I hope you have a fantastic day. Until I see you tomorrow, happy sewing. Bye.